Martin and welcome to another great edition of CMOS Astro. Now, for the years I've been using my imaging setups, my telescopes, my mount, I've been taking a lot of good astrophotography images of planets, the moon, deep sky, nebula, galaxies, you name it. I've taken some amazing pictures, and despite all the hard work I put in making these videos and then producing some really good pictures as well to prove it, plus doing product reviews, I do have a big weakness, and my biggest drama I have is this. Now, as you can see here, we've got the awesome super tuned NEQ6, and we've got the River Valley Optics Horizon 72ED. Now, as you can see straight away, this is what I mean. Look at the cables on that. What a mess, right? Here we've got the guide camera with the ST4 lead and the USB that goes to the computer. We then got the dual bands heaters that will run all the way down to the bottom with a dual heater controller. Then you've got the cable from the mount, the Wi-Fi harness, then you've got the main cable to the laptop, then you've got a cable that runs off the power to run off my cooling, my Peltier cooling system on my DSLR camera, and from that I have got a cable from the DSLR that powers from a PSU as well. So as you can see here, we're talking about probably 6 or 7, maybe 8 cables running off that system already. Now, the bad thing about this, and what it does, is if you've got a messy setup like this, and to be honest with you, I can do a lot of things, but when it comes to cable management, I'm pretty much useless. I have wires everywhere, and the problem with this is when you've got loads of cables like that, cables will tend to snag on the mount, and when it snags, it's going to affect your drive. It's going to affect the tracking performance of your mount, and it may affect your images. Now, as you can see, my observatory, even with a small setup like the River Valley Optics 72ED, can you see the amount of cables lying everywhere? It's an absolute complete mess. And the main problem with that is, with that mess, it's going to cause the mount to get entangled. It's going to have me tripping over the mount and the wires. It's not feasible. And sometimes, to be honest with you, having cables everywhere is going to reduce the performance of the tracking on my mount, and I'm not going to get really good images, especially if I go longer than 10 minutes. And you'll start to see tracking errors and stuff like that. So all those wires causes massive issues with the mount tracking. Plus, it's dangerous because you can trip over all of the leads or damage the cables and then damage your electronic equipment for your cameras or mount. You know, you spend a lot of money. However, I found this device from a company called Pegasus Astro, I believe. Now, I've seen a lot of videos that have done alternative power issues and all that, and I'm actually quite interested, and I'm thinking about buying these myself. Because I bought this product, I need to improve on my cable management. One of my weaknesses is I'm not a tidy person. I'm one of these people who just like to get things set up and go. That is me. And my cable issues are an absolute nightmare. And to be honest with you, we're not all perfect. Some people are absolutely amazing on their setups, how they do theirs. For me, I'm one of these people, plug in the cable, sort up the computer, sort up the cameras and the mount, and then let's crack on. That is just me. That's the way it is. but unfortunately I need to sort my issues out. So I found this product from Pegasus Astro. So if you're interested in this product, please hit the like button, and again, keep watching this video. If you're new to this channel, please subscribe onto this channel, because believe me, I have plenty of content waiting for you guys and girls. And again, hit that bell. Hitting that bell will keep you notified for any new videos coming out, and believe me, I have tons of videos out there for you guys and girls. And again, if you like what you see in this video with this product review that I'm going to show you, please share this video out. Share it out to a monster community, because this product, what I've got, may help you in a big way. So if you want to find out what I bought, keep watching and let's do this. So I'm going to take a look and I'll show you what I've got. Here in this box we've got a fantastic device. Now this is the Pegasus Astro Power Box Advance. Now this is the new version. The old version is the version 1, but this is the version 2. Now this Pocket Power Box Advance, it's a device that can provide up to 12 amps of electrical current, which you can power any Astro equipment, such as your EQ mount, your telescope, your dew heaters, electric focusers, computers, and any of your Astro dedicated CCDs or CMOS cameras, plus DSLR cameras. This special device can also monitor via an external environmental sensor, which is very useful to monitor humidity and ambient temperature. With this, what it does, with these monitoring, it can monitor the control of your dew heaters and your electronic automated focusers. So it will monitor that constant temperature changes, and it will readjust your electrical focusers and your dew heaters. And what that does is, with the dew heaters, for example, it will maximize the performance of the dew heaters to a correct set point of when the dew point is at. So what it does, it enables to draw less power from your batteries, controlling those dew heaters and controlling just enough power so that your lenses do not dew up or overheat. Also, with the temperature control, controlling the specialized electronic focusers, which will enable you to automate automatic focus, compensate for any changes between filter changes with your CMOS or CCD cameras. Very handy little gadget indeed. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a closer look. The price for this item, by the way, before I start, you can pick this up from Rother Valley Optics for £259. Alright, that's the complete package. So comes with a nice smart box. This product is manufactured in Greece, so it's a Greek firm that designs this product. Now I've seen a lot of Pegasus Astro devices, right, and they're all vary in different prices and different functions and that. But I really had to do my homework to make sure that I wanted to pick the right kind of power box. Now the next model from this is the Powerbox version 2, which is the it's a professional, more professional level than this. This is the lower model down from that, and it's already got a lot of features. So enough the talking, let's do some of the unboxing. So we'll open it up, and I'm going to show you what's all the bits inside. So as you can see, well packaged, in there. You've got, yeah, quite a few Gucci leaflets in there. Alright, so there's nice few leaflets. You've got obviously support through there, so you've got the support in, so if you want to, because with this device you need to upload drivers and SCOM6 and all that for this system to work, so you need to check out the website and update the drivers. I believe all the manuals are online as well, so the manual for this is also online. So we've got the box itself, well packaged and protected. We'll come to that later. And if we open up this part, as you can see, you've got a very good high quality USB free cable. It looks like a connection to a computer. Again, this is a 1.8 meter cable. Inside here, here's the temperature sensor. Now this is the bit that needs to be connected for you to control your dew heaters and your electronic focusers, right? This is the sensor that's needed for that system to work effectively. It looks like you've got, this is a 10 amp cigarette adapter power, which is the main cable to the box. I believe this is around about 2 meters long. And last but not least, at the bottom, you've got, these are 1 meter, 2.1 millimeter jack plugs. They're both male ends, and these are extra cables to you connect your DSLR camera, your dedicated CMOS cameras, anything really, anything that will power up. They provided some additional power cables for the system. So that's what you get inside the box. Okay, so this is exactly what you get, all of that. So this is the unit itself. This is completely aluminium ionized construction. I love the blue color, right? That ice blue color is absolutely awesome. Okay, again, this whole box, the length is about 100 millimeters, and its width is 73 millimeters. Also, the height is around about 25 millimeters. So overall, it's very compact. The actual width of it is very similar to in line of a Lost Mandy dovetail, which is also a good point to highlight. It weighs 300 grams, so it's very lightweight indeed. Now we'll take a look on a few features on there. This part here is the main USB cable to your computer. Now the good thing about this, it's USB free, so you're going to get high speed information. The reasons why it's USB free is that you can control your DSLR camera, your CMOS or CCD, your guide scopes or anything through there. So you need a very fast USB cable, all right, to enable to operate a lot of applications within that system. As you can see here, it's got 4 USB ports. One of them is purely just a USB free, okay, system. The other 3 can be powered by any USB, so USB 1, 2 and 3. So these 3 here will power any USB except for the bottom one, which is only USB 3 only. Also, we take a look round. This part here is the 12 volt supply for your cigarette lighter adapter. Okay, this powers through a 10 amp cable. Okay, and that's where it will go. The other two will accept dew heaters. So if you've got dew bands and it accepts the RCA ports. So if you've got plugs, RCA plugs, they will fit 2 dew band heaters on there. The rest are all 12 volt, 2.1 plug sockets, which means you can power your CCD or DSLR. You can also power your mount, and the other two can be used for other things as well. So there's quite a lot of power connections on there which you can use as well. Now, as you see here, you've got the external cable where your sensor, temperature sensor, can go in, like so. I highly recommend that you connect this with the temperature sensor installed, because that's going to control your dew heaters. Alright, and you can control your dew heaters very effective with this sensor, so it's highly recommended. As you can see here, there's an awful lot of handy features on this box. Now this Power Pocket Advance, I really had to do my homework on this to pick the right kind of power box, what I wanted. And most of my systems, most of the stuff I use, I think this is the most adequate box around. So you've got a lot of accessories, a lot of functionality on this, and it really is quite impressive. Now the good thing is with this system, it's also a standalone system. So in other words, you don't have to plug this into a computer. You can actually plug in a lot of devices on there and don't need a computer. So if you've got a DSLR camera or dew heaters, you will find that this system is already preset for a use of a DSLR camera and presetted for just 2 dew heaters. So it is actually a standalone system as well. So if you don't have a computer and you just purely want the box to just power up some of your more conventional imaging setups, then this power box can just do that. However, what you'll find is that with the preset functions, the dew heaters are set to auto and the DSLR is set to a power of 9 volts. So I highly recommend that you upload the software and just double check when you plug in the box, and just double check first before you start using it standalone. So as you can see here, the other handy feature is with this power box, it's also reverse polarity protection as well. So if you connect this system in a way that there are leisure batteries or something like that is connected the wrong way, this system will protect itself, okay, and it will prevent any mishaps. If you connect any of the leads wrong or something like that, it's not going to short circuit and damage any of your electronic components like your cameras or your sensitive mount, everything like that. So this is a self-contained unit with the protection, can be used as a standalone system as well. There are loads of functions and abilities that you can get with this setup. Now, the one thing I want to add, and I need to address this, I've noticed that there is metric free threaded holes. Now it looks like you can attach a bracket either side. Now those brackets, I've just researched online, you can order these separately. Now these brackets will fit perfectly onto a lost-minded plate dovetail or any other setup. You know, it could actually fit the Vixen dovetails as well. Now one thing, that's my biggest gripe on this product so far, is with all the cables and all the other extra bits with it, why can't Pegasus Astro include the brackets? Alright, All there is a few screws and the brackets, and I would like to have seen that included with the package. I have no idea why they are missing, but I have checked, and the contents that I've got are correct, and I checked online, and apparently these brackets are separate. So that's the only bugbear I have so far, is that why can't they include the bracket plates and the screws? Seriously, come on guys. I mean, if you want to sell a decent product, at least provide some method of attachment or connection somehow. So to that on, I'm going to have to use an alternative method, which is not, it's not the best, but it gives me some way to fit this item onto my setups. So I've got them on order. I'm just going to wait for them to arrive. I don't know when the next shipment is arrived, but hopefully I should get these brackets. But that's the only bugbear I have so far. Apart from that, the box, the contents, the quality of the cables, the support, everything, it looks high quality, really good, really good quality, and it's probably definitely worth that kind of money. So, as you can see, before we connect the power box, what I found easy is to mount the telescope onto your mount, and then attach your CCD or CMOS Astro camera or DSLR, your guide scope system and your guide camera, any dew heaters like this secondary mirror dew heater or the dew heater from your guide scope. So at the moment the telescope's not mounted on the best mount for this setup, right, because it's way too overloaded, but this is just for demonstration purposes. As you can see, it's on the EQ5, so it's a lot of weight on that mount, but I'm only using this to demonstrate that it is easier to set up your telescope onto your mount. So put all your cables for your CCDs, that's including the power cables and the USB cables. Everyone's pointed out, well, one of the guys pointed out that any power adapters like that, now things with the older CCDs, they require external power. I highly recommend, if you have those devices, is to fit them anyway. Do not try and connect it straight to the box. So if there's any adapters like that, that's like, especially the QHY9 or the 8 or the QHY8L, any controllers like this, you should always fit it regardless. Never try and connect just a bare cable straight to the power box. These will protect it as well for voltages, drops and all that, but it also regulates the tech cooler. So a lot of the older cameras will need this power box to be installed. And as you're wondering, you're thinking, how the hell are you going to use your towel rod finder like that? And don't worry guys and girls, with this setup with the towel rod I can still see through it. It's just I've got a slightly restrictive view, but as long as I can see the target and what I'm aiming at, it's completely fine. So if you're wondering, well, that's a stupid idea putting the power adapter there, not really. Again, it all depends on your setup, and the thing is with this is I velcroed certain parts. As you can see here, I've got a 5 kilogram strength velcro patch and on there, so if I want to move it, I can always move it elsewhere. So like I say, any power cables to the mount needs to be connected, and any power from USB cables or ST4 guide cables or anything like that, all the cables you can think of, get them installed, including on this Newtonian as a fan. So again, if you've got a USB powered fan like this one, which I've made, again, if you've not seen that video, I actually built this myself. with very basic parts, and you can have a USB powered fan for the primary mirror. Again, please check out that video. So there is loads of things you can do on this setup, but as you can see, make sure you got everything power that can be connected onto the box. Now, as you can see, by doing this, I can figure out where I'm going to mount my power box. Now you can decide for yourself where you want to mount the box. Alright, you can mount it on the mount, you can mount the box on the mount itself, or you can mount it what I'm doing here. Now the reason why I'm doing it here is that I want a standalone system with everything plugged in, all my guide cameras, all my CCDs or CMOS dedicated cameras, all the dew heaters all assembled onto the main tube unit. And all it is just like, all I can do is I've provided some velcro using the 5 kilogram strength velcro, which is very rigid and it will support a lot of cables and stops the box from falling off. Again, this is not adequate for the purpose as such, it's only temporary. Once I get the brackets and the screws, then I'm going to be mounting this part a lot better than this. But for time being, as long as the box is quite secured, I can connect the box on there with the velcro like so, and it's quite easy. I just mount it on there like so, and that's the box. Alright, I can take that in and out if I wish. Alright, so if I don't want it on there, I can always remove it. But as you can see there, with the 5 kilogram weight, it's more, with the 5 kilogram strength velcro, that's more than adequate. I mean, this velcro can actually hold my tools. So if I've got spanners or something like that, this is more than ample. All right, it's very high strength. Again, if you're curious to where I've got this from, again, I got it from this company here, and it literally holds tools. All right, it's a very high strength velcro. It is expensive, but you can mount this box in there, and you can always remove the velcro padding as well from the box. So this is a temporary fix. It's not adequate, but it's better than it was anyway. So we've got the box secured using those velcro pads, and we're going to connect the guide scope dew band heater, and again you can just clip it in like so. As you can see here, I've wrapped the cable round the guide scope. This is the length of cable I already need. So it just shows you already that it's reducing the amount of cables you need. So if you're ordering any cables, you can order some half a meter size cables. You don't need long cables. I'm now going to connect my dew heater from my secondary mirror. Connect it up. So unfortunately the cable's not long enough, so I have to use an extension cable, and I can connect that on there. So that's now the dew heater, that's both dew heaters installed. So that's one for the guide scope and one for the secondary mirror. So yeah, you can use the issued cables, but I find that you can use the 0.5 meter cables. Alright, and I've connected to my CCD power box. Connect that up. I can then connect it to one of those ports. Right, it doesn't matter which, but just connect one of them. So I've got one installed there. I can now connect one of the leads. This is for the mount that can go here. So already I've got two ports connected up, so one for the mount, one for the CCD. So now we've grabbed the other cable where we just connected up and connect it to the power of our mount on here. Okay, Again, this is not adequate for this mount, but on the EQ6 I would need a lot less cable than this, but it'll connect straight to the mount here. We're going to connect the sensor using that velcro, and I'll put some velcro on the sensor. I'm going to place it on the dovetail plate, on the Lost Mandy plate, so we'll clip it on there like so. Now it depends where you want to have this mounted. You can mount it on a telescope, you can mount it on a dovetail rail, or you can have it on the box. Ideally away from the box, because any heat generated you might get incorrect reading. So anywhere not too close to the box, but just enough so that it can get some ambient temperature. So then we're going to connect, it's already connected up, we're now going to connect it to the box. So yeah, routing the cables really depends where you want it. Again, up to you. Everyone's got better ideas than me, but to be honest with you, this is your setup. You decide where you want it, okay? So I've decided to connect it here. So it's connected up. I might zip tie the excessive leads here for the cable. All right, but that's that part there. So as you can see here, we're at the other side now, and we're going to connect the guide scope cable on any of the ports. Now because I'm using a GP camera, it's only USB 2, so use the slot where it only accepts USB 2. So I'll connect one there. Remember, this bottom one is only USB 3 only. So that's that one connected up. If we pan across here, as you can see here, we've got the cable for the QHY8L. This is the USB cable. Again, an older camera, it can only accept USB 2, so you connect it here, like so. So we've got two USB devices connected up. So another thing I need to add is, as I just showed you connected up USB cables, I've also secured some zip ties onto the main blue USB cable for the computer, and this is the cable you connect it up to make the power box, so you can control the power box via your computer, and then you can attach the USB cables like so. With these zip ties here, they actually form a little bit more security, so in other words it'll keep the cables nice and tight, but also reduces a lot less pressure on the connections as well. Okay, so these will help these connections a lot more rigid and keeps them nice and compact as well. Now as you can see, we've connected up the power cable, 2.1 jack plugs for the mount, the CCD. Those are for the dew heaters, and the last bit we connect is the cigarette adapter, and that connects into this port here. Again, very good secure fit in there, and then this will get connected to the leisure battery or a PSU for your mains. And lastly, what I need to show you is with this cable. Now this cigarette cable that accepts 10 amps of power is okay, but it does state in the manual that if you are going to install this this power, use a leisure battery that can accept 12 volts and to no more than 10 amps as recommended. Now in the manual it states that you need to, if you're going to plug it to the mains, you need to have a mains adapter which needs to be over 12 volts and giving out a power at least 10 amps maximum. I'm using a good one here, but avoid cheap power alternatives, okay? So any knockoffs that you buy from eBay, avoid. All right, there are some good power options. Now at the moment I'm waiting for the proper Pegasus Astro Power Box. This is basically the same setup as this power adapter. All right, this is just a cheap one, but it's a good one. Now this adapter's cost me about £40, and it's a really good one because it has triple protection on there. So anything does cut off, it will trip the power system from the mains. So buy yourself a decent adapter, but ideally I would highly recommend purchasing, you know, even though it costs £59, to buy the proper dedicated one. And all it is just plug it in like so and then switch it on. That is one cable that will power everything to that box. So again, you can use leisure batteries, but make sure you've got the adequate power supply to do this. So you need 12 volts or over, ideally between 13.4 volts maximum. All right, that'll be more than adequate to power everything safely. But ideally, refer to the manual. The manual states order the official Pegasus Astro one. And to be honest, yeah, I'm still waiting for mine to come through the post. But that'll be the first thing I will do, is replace this component for the official one. The reasons why I'm saying this as well is if anything happens to the Powerbox has got a 2-year warranty. So if anything happens to the system, at least you can say, well, I've used the official Pegasus Astro Powerbox, and if it does malfunction and break, you're covered, because you can say, well, I've used the official Powerbox, and it will not invalidate your warranty on your Powerbox. So as you can see here, with the Powerbox, I've got my CCD connected up, my guide camera connected up, my dew heaters connected up, I've got the power from the mount connected up, and I've got the temperature harness and the sensor connected up. I can connect the fan if I wish, but I'm not going to. As you see there are so many applications you can do with this Powerbox, and already, as you can see here, regardless of the excessive cable, I'll tidy it up. But as you can see, if it's all tidied up, what you'll see is now I've just got one cable, and I've got one cable for the Powerbox through the mains. So I've got 2 cables. That is all it is. Now I can mount a mini PC on top. I can do that, but to be honest with you, I can live with just one cable. This cable is going to power my laptop. Already a massive improvement. And as you can see, you know, the best thing about it is I can tilt the telescope effortlessly, and the cable, there's just one cable. I know a lot of people will want a computer and have it so that it'll just run purely for the computer on there and then run it through a Wi-Fi system, which is also possible. But again, it all depends on your setup. But look at the difference. Wow, already I can see a huge difference. Everything is completely free of cables. Okay, that is a big difference. And what that's going to do is going to stop the entanglement. Just bear with me. This is not the perfect mount for this telescope, but it's only a demonstration purpose. But as you can see there, despite all the cables from the mount itself, one cable, I can operate the computer and control everything. So that is really impressive. And like I said, the cable, the 1.8 meter cable here, the blue one to the computer, it's not the longest cable. So alternatively, if you want a cable connected to the laptop or your computer, then you can buy longer cables. The one I bought is around about 2.7 meters, but I don't think I really need it because my mount and my table are very close together. So I think this is more than adequate for me, but I don't know yet. And the thing is with this system, it really depends on where do you want to mount the box. You can mount it on the telescope system itself, or you can mount it on the mount. But what I found by mounting it on the mount, I find it can be in the way of the axis motor drives. It can also be in the way. You're going to have wires that's going to drape all the way down to the base of the mount, which means all these cables are going to go all the way down there and it's just going to entangle. So ideally I prefer to have my control box on the top lopsided bracket there, and it would reduce the chances of all the other cables getting entangled. So it really depends on what you want to do with your system. Not all telescope systems are the same. You may want the control box on your mount, or you may want it on the telescope. It really is up to you. But what you've got to think about is, why did I buy that power box in the first place? And the thing is, you want to reduce the amount of cables running along which is going to get trapped in the mount. So ideally, my recommendation is that system. Get yourself a Lost Mandy or a Vixen dovetail plate, mount the box on there. The plate has to be quite long to enable you to place the box in the first place. So you'll need a bit more plate, but you can mount the box. So what we're doing is I'm going to show you, this is the triplet 150mm refractor, Apple refractor, and this is the whole entire setup with the box. And because we're doing some daytime imaging, I'm just using some solar filters so that I can just focus on a landscape object. So the landscape object is right far away from there. The reasons why you always do dry runs like this is you can set up your guide scope in line with your main scope, making sure that your focus, make sure that your TARAD or red dot finder is aligned, and in a way it's not a wasted amount of time. All you're doing is prepping up your gear ready to go. So we've got everything installed. I'm just going to show you a few key features. Now, as you can see here, we've just got one cable, USB 3, running through my laptop. And the reason why I got this device is that I only have one USB 3 socket on my laptop. The other thing is, it's just one lead, everything else is all connected, and then I have that PSU connected up. So I'm just going to show you the startup. So if we connect the power here to the socket, now as you can see here, it takes about 4 or 5 seconds for the whole unit, this unit, to power up everything. This will operate the camera, the guide scope camera, the CCD and filter wheel, and the mount and everything. So it'll take about 4 to 5 seconds for that to activate. Okay, so don't worry about that, guys and girls. So what we're going to do is we're going to move the telescope over to an object, and I'm going to now show you the actual software. So like I showed you with the QHY9 power pack, now if you're an owner of the newer CMOS cameras, now this is the QHY183 mono CMOS camera. Now, the good thing about these cameras, I think they've got an amazing security power 2.1 jack power plug. But the big problem with the Powerbox, as you can see here, at this end of the camera, it's a female end. So with these type of cameras, they don't fit the ports, the power ports. So the one way to get around it, if you check out, you're going to need one of those female to female 2.1 plug adapters for this item to fit on there. Now the good thing about these cameras, because they're running at 3 amps of power maximum, they're relatively quite low power consumption on these. So you do not need any additional power plugs like this, like the QHY9 and QHY8L. Those CCDs require this unit to be installed. However, with these cameras, these can be connected straight onto the power box without question. Providing you set the power box to 12 volts, you should be good to go. Usually the indication to check your camera, check the manual, but also check the power is needed, the power rating. So between 11 and 13 volts at 3 amps max. This camera can safely be powered through this box. Check out the description below, okay? There is the adapter, female adapter, 2.1mm adapter plug, so you can attach your existing CMOS QHY183. I believe the Zoo are the same, and maybe the Astro ones as well. But again, there's so many different CCDs and so many CMOS cameras. You need to confirm this through the specification through your manual before you plug anything into this power box. So guys and girls, what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you the Pegasus Astro website. And as you can see, before you start using the Pegasus Astro, I strongly advise for you to download, go to the website pegasusastro.com support page, and in there there's user guide, product manual, and it's got other bits as well. And then click on the software, you can see it's got quite a few drivers, and the ones I will go for, particularly if you are a Windows operator, is download that pocket power setup, then the USB drivers as well, and all the SCOM drivers. Okay, those two, USB and that, are the main ones. Now the Astro Imager is just a third-party software, not really important, but you can use that software, it's free to use. But because I use Shortcut and QHY EZ Cap, they're the ones I use for my imaging for my cameras, so I'm not really bothered about the Astro Imager, but there's additional software. But again, I do like to put on Pegasus Astro, it's really good, and as I download all the other stuff as well, particularly the SCOM 6, right, the SCOM drivers and the USB, the manual's really good, and I'm going to show you the manual that I've just downloaded, and I'll show you now. So as you can see there, this is the manual, and it's really good. It tells you all the controls, all the stuff you need, what's inside the box, some power cautions. It's all in there. Really good manual, very well detailed, and this is what I'm talking about as well. There's additional items, and two of them that I'm after is these brackets here. Because I'm using the high powered velcro, those are the brackets I'm wanting to order. And then this is the official PSU unit for the Astro unit, and it's online. So we'll click out of that, and I'm actually going to show you the software. So when you upload it, the software that you'll get is this, and that is the Powerbox. This is the software, and as you can see there, it's a quick, user-friendly control device. The good thing about this device is if you don't have a computer, providing you've kept the settings and all that, will save the settings. So you can use it standalone, and it really is useful. Now, to start off, it's quite easy. You can disconnect the whole thing, or you can connect the whole thing. Right, you start off. So, the handy Pegasus Astro Power Box 4 unit. I like how it tells you the voltage it's at. So, because I'm running the PSU, it's providing that voltage. That's the current amps I'm withdrawing, which is not bad considering that I'm operating the QHY9 CCD with the filter wheel. Then I've got my Alto Astro guide camera running at my guide scope, and at the moment I have dew shield switched off. So everything on here, you can see it's really handy. It even tells you the dew point it's at, and it tells you the temperature from the sensor. So say like on a certain day, if you want to activate your dew heaters, just click on this part there, and what this will do, it will activate the dew heaters according to the temperature and the dew point. Don't ask me how that works, okay? It's just a strange one. When you activate auto dew, it will activate the dew A and dew B automatically. Okay? You can actually set it yourself, like I'm going to do now. So if I set them to full power, for an example, you can tell straight away now I'm withdrawing another extra amp now because I'm running both my dew heaters at full power. So that's pretty good. Now here, the quad output is set on. Now those quad outputs are the power ports on the side, the jack plugs. This bit here, DSLR output, is actually the output for your main camera, main capture camera. In other words, if you're running a DSLR or a CCD or CMOS Astro camera, you can switch it on and off that way as well. Bear in mind, as it states here, if you're using DSLR, you must select 8 volts. If you're running anything like lower, like a computer or a Raspberry Pi, you must run at 5 volts. For the CCD that I'm using, the QHY9, or if I'm using any other CCD or dedicated Astro CMOS camera, check the voltage on your camera, and you should be running at 12 volts. What that will do, it will provide 12 volts of power on each of those ports. Very, very crucial. So I'm running at 12 volts maximum. Now if you want it standalone, if you're going to use, this is the reason why you must download this Pegasus Astro Advanced, because if you download that first, you'll know exactly what settings it's at. So I would not plug in your DSLR camera or your dew heaters. Set the controls first before you shut that down and then use it standalone. Okay? When you use it standalone, it will save all those settings. So it's really fantastic. And to prove that everything's running as it should, you can tell it tells you the power. It even gives you the ability to operate the focuser, the electronic focuser, if I have one, which I don't. But you can actually adjust your electronic focuser through this advanced controller. And it tells you loads of other stuff as well. Okay, so yeah, there's a lot in there, but they are very easy. It's very easy to operate the entire setup. Now bear in mind, I'm still working this out. I'm operating the mount as well, but I'm using the SynScan app through my mobile phone. But at one stage, I will start using. I'll start using the computer. Use the Wi-Fi through the computer and do it that way. But at the moment, my mount is being controlled by my mobile phone. But the mount is still connected to the power box, which I'll show you now. As you can see here, because I'm running the guide camera, believe it or not, I've got PhD guiding, focus on a terrestrial object through my Alpha Astro camera. As you can see there, I mean it's at 4 seconds, so my guide camera's working, and I'm running my QHY9 camera. And as you can see, it's on. The tech cooler is on, but it's at 1 degrees. So I'm operating the main camera, and as you can see, it's running that camera beautifully. So what we're going to do, just to prove the point, to see, because I'm using a high powered camera, I just want to make sure that this Pegasus Astro is working what it should be working. I've got the guide camera, I've got the dew shield on maximum power, and I'm going to activate the tech cooler, put it on the full cooling. So I'm all the way down to -50. So we're going to take a look on the right, and as you can see there, I'm now withdrawing 4.2 amps. Whilst I'm doing that, I'm also going to operate the mount just to prove how much power I'm operating. So let me just do this. And as you say, I'm still with under 4 amps of power. Now this is pretty impressive stuff, because now I've got the cooling maxed out, I've got the dew heaters maxed out, I'm operating the mount. It really is fantastic, really. This is impressive stuff. So at the moment I don't have a computer plugged in, which you can have a mini PC connected to your power box as well. So at the moment I'm drawing just around about 4 amps, maximum 4 amps I'm withdrawing, after operating the cooler on my QHY9 CCD, and I've got the guide scope there. Wow, this is impressive stuff, guys and girls.
And as you can see, like always, when you buy something brand new, like a new telescope or a mount or any nice astro gear, this what happens. Snow, rain, wind, sleet, you name it. It's been like this for the past 7 days now, continuous like this. And to be honest, yeah, it's getting me a little bit. I'm only able to test out the Powerbox, which is a real shame, because I really wanted to show you what that Powerbox looks like in the observatory and show you how clear and tidy it is. But because of the weather, I'm unable to lift the roof because of the high winds and the constant snow and rain. It's not been particularly brilliant for me at all. But on the NEQ6, it does actually, you know, with the cable management, it's a lot better on that system than the EQ5. It's just a real shame I can't show you, but I'll show you another video. Hopefully the weather improves and we get to test it out even more. But as you see, the weather's not playing ball for the past 7 days, and it's going to continue for another week of this, which is a real shame, guys and girls. However, it is frustrating, and like always, if you're new to the hobby, I like to address this because to tell you guys and girls, no matter when you buy your equipment, keep your equipment. All is not lost. Just save it for another day. Don't sell it just because you've not used it. I've seen so many people bought equipment, only have it for a week, and because they can't use it in one night or whatever, get rid of it. It's a real shame. So why get rid of something what you've just bought? That telescope equipment will last for many years. All you have to do is just keep hold of it, and one night or 1 month or so it will clear and you'll get to use it. So please, guys and girls, if you're new to the hobby, don't just get rid of something because you don't use it. So keep that in mind, guys and girls.
Now, as you can see, with all those cables arranged in a certain way, right, I've got a special handle so I can lift the whole Newtonian with the camera, with the gyroscope and gyroscope, all the power cables and everything in a oneer. Alright, and because I've got a bad hand and I can't lift it with this hand at all because my hand is still recovering, so I've still got rehab, I've got my good hand, and as you can see here, I can carry the whole lot in a oneer. All I have to do is just drape the two cables and I can carry it to my observatory, get it connected up, and I can connect the whole setup in a oneer. That's how easy it is. Plus it's helping me, okay, it's a bit hard work on one hand, but I can't use this hand, so this is the only way I can do this. And if you're wondering what this device is, this is a little handle. I will be doing a review on that, but that's a 4-point Lost Mandy handle, and this grab handle, I can connect it to the dovetail and carry the whole telescope setup in a oneer. Well, guys and girls, what do you reckon? That Pegasus Astro Pocket Advance is absolutely amazing piece of kit, and as you can see, it took 5 minutes to install. It'll take 5 minutes to upload all the software for your computer to run the box. I like how it's a standalone system as well, so even when you set the pre-settings and all that, you can still power DSLR camera and dew heaters automatically. So you can use it as a standalone system, so you don't need to connect it to a laptop or computer. I like how the actual cables are good, right? They're not bad cables. I wish they could be a bit longer on the blue one, probably about 2 meters, probably been a bit better. But 1.8 meters is okay for me, because most of the cables and where my laptop is right near my table, so it's not too bad. But I wish the blue cable could be a little bit longer. However, all the other cables are brilliant. The manual is easy to follow. Even the box itself is compact. The connections are good, so they're not going to come out. And it's really good, like if it can keep the hold of a lot of the power cables needed for the CCDs, that is really impressive. And as you can see, I can run off the power for the whole entire setup, provided I'm not going over 12 amps. I like how the software has got the voltmeter and amp meter on there, so you know if the box is overloading or something, it will cut out, and plus you know what's wrong with the system, why it's withdrawing out. I like the control on the dew heaters, that's amazing. I like how the control is absolutely fantastic. The software is brilliant. I'm just keeping with the basics first, so I'm using the EZ cap for the QXY and using PhD guiding 2 at the moment. I'm still using the SynScan app through my mobile phone, but I will get into start using that USB as well from the computer and control the mount that way. So I'm taking smaller steps as I go along, but the biggest concern that I do like is how the box is compact enough to put all those cables, and I won't need to worry about any wires getting entangled, which is going to cause dramas with me tracking on my mount. Plus it's going to reduce the hazard of me tripping over cables as well. Everything's brilliant. It is worth that money. I mean, £259 is worth that money. Alright, I never even considered this, right? I've seen they've been out for some time. This is the new latest version that's come out, and with the USB 3 cables, so you have no dramas powering up the newer cameras. Even the old cameras work with this, as you saw through that video. It ran the older QXY9 and the QXY8L cameras easily. And what can I say about this product? It really is good value for money. So I reward this 4.5 stars. Now the reasons why I've just given it that and not the top marks, purely because there is one thing that annoys me about this product, and the only thing that annoys me is there's no brackets with it. Considering you pay £259 for the all cables, the box and everything else, I like the manual, everything's all nicely set up, decent support online as well to update the drivers and all that. It's brilliant. This product could have got 5 stars if they just provided that one key thing is some method of securing. So those additional brackets with the screws, why can't they include that in the package? If they provided something, some method for the user to secure it onto his mount, or he or she onto their mount, some method to attach it, it would have been perfect. It would have been a 5-star rating without a doubt. Plus this device will allow me, if I on a later date, will enable me to connect a smaller computer on there. So I could just have that running, and all I need is just a Wi-Fi connection just to run my a desktop screen and my keyboard and mouse. Apart from that, absolutely amazing, considering I'm using a CCD that is actually a thirsty beast. I mean, the QX9 draws around about 4 amps just to run that fan alone. And to enable that fan with the filter wheel and everything else, that power box handled it with ease. Which tells me I can also add other things onto that power box as well. So I can control a lot of applications as well through that power box. Very reliable and absolutely amazing, and the performance of my mount has transformed dramatically. I think the system works really good for the HEQ5 and the NEQ6 mounts, because where the power connections are on the mount itself does make it a lot easier, so there's lot less tanglement. But hey, even on the basic EQ5 mount, you can tell straight away what a massive improvement you have. One cable and one power cable, and that is it. Everything else is all from the top upwards. So it's not catching on anything on part of the mount, which is a really big deal. So apart from the bracket, the brackets and the screws, come on guys. I mean, Pegasus Astro, come on guys and girls. If you provided that little bit extra, that would have been top marks. But apart from that, it really is a fantastic device without a doubt. And would I recommend it? Yes, I would. If you've got everything all set up and you're ready to image and all that, then please start saving up for this device, because believe me, these are going to sell like hotcakes. And particularly this model, because it's compact, it really is quite advanced. There's a lot of things you can do with that device as well. It really is an amazing piece of kit. I was considering the next model up, which is the version 2, which is a lot bigger than this. Alright, it's massively big. But to be honest with you, it's a bit too big for my setups. So again, when you're going to start looking into something like this, make sure you do your homework, do a schematic diagram, draw it out, plan which cables and which setups you're going to apply to your setup. By doing that schematic diagram, you can decide and plan what power box suits your needs. And I thought I highlight this because there's a lot of videos out that are just showing the box and nothing else. There's nothing to it. To be honest with you, I eat my own words, because this device has really impressed me. There are many other devices that cost a lot more. For what you're getting for this is a big deal, and I highly recommend it to anyone. The thing is, I take these risks to help you guys and girls, because again, nobody wants to spend a ton of money on Astro equipment that's not needed. And believe me, you can spend a ton of money on a lot of things, and then you find out, well, that was absolutely horrendous, or that was rubbish, or that was, why did I buy that in the first place? Why did I waste that kind of money? And again, it's one of those pitfalls in astronomy. It all depends on your use. If you don't use it, you can spend a lot of money on nothing, right? And you don't really need it. It's taken me a long time to consider this, but now, after getting that device, I've changed my mind about things now. So, again, if you like my video, please hit the like button. Please share this video out, because this device, again, share it out to the community. This is going to help a lot of people with their astrophotography rig. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe to my channel, and don't forget to hit the bell. If you hit the bell, you'll get notified of the new videos coming out soon, and believe me, I have a ton of videos out there, alright, believe me, coming your way, so please look out for them. So thanks again, thanks for watching, remember to stay safe, and I wish you all clear skies.